Keep it simple, phone tech here. This is the how-to series, and we are going to talk about how to check your storage space on iPhone. Okay, so I hope it's obvious why you want to know how much storage space that you have on your phone and why you want to check that from time to time. You want to make sure to keep your phone running smoothly. I want to make sure that your phone is running smoothly at all times, and so checking your storage space will help you to keep in mind how much you've got for room, how much you have to work with when you're adding those pictures, when you're adding applications. And it's going to keep you from running into those messages that say you don't have enough storage space remaining. You cannot add this picture because you need to remove some of your storage. You cannot add that application because you don't have enough storage room. So we want to prevent all of that. Before we actually go into the settings and take a look as to where to find your storage space, another thing I can add to the symptoms of low storage, and this is even if you don't get a direct message telling you that your storage space is low or you don't have enough room to download that application, your phone freezing up on certain applications, really any application. You can be in Facebook, you can be trying to make a phone call, you can be on Safari, and as you're in any of those applications, any application on your phone really, the phone just freezes up completely. That's one symptom. Another symptom is if you say you power your phone off completely, or turn it off to charge it overnight, you go to turn the phone back on and the phone doesn't turn on at all. Or another symptom similar to that is you turn the phone on, it does come on, but it stays stuck on that white screen with the black Apple logo. Those are some of those symptoms of low storage space. So this is why I want to make sure that you know where to check for your storage space so that you know you're keeping track of how much room that you have. All right, so let's actually go into your settings to find where your storage space is. It's very simple. For iPhone, and this is across the board on iPhone, you even find this on iPad. You want to go into your settings. I'm going to go back a step because I'm already halfway to where we need to be. So you're in the settings, and you go to General. From General, you're going to go to Storage and iCloud Usage. Now, if you don't have storage and iCloud usage, if you have an older version of iOS still, don't know why you would have that, unless you might have an older iPhone that has the older iOS. But storage and iCloud usage, it may be called storage. I can't remember exactly the name that Apple had it beforehand. But anyways, if you go from settings to general, you're going to find where to find your storage space. And from here, what you're reading, and what I really want to focus on is where it says storage. iCloud we're not so much worried about because, just briefly, Apple will give you 5 gigabytes of cloud storage to back up to Apple servers for free. And so, of course, you can back up to iCloud. I do have a video that talks about how to back up to iCloud. And if you do run out of iCloud storage, you can purchase, basically rent monthly storage space from Apple if you need more than 5 gigabytes of iCloud. But what I'm focused on here mainly is storage up top, because this is your internal storage, and this is what's going to keep your phone running smoothly or not, depending on how much storage space that you have. So here's what we're looking at. Used space is obviously how much that you've used personally. Available space is, of course, what you have remaining. See, I have very little used space here. This is a 16 gigabyte iPhone that I have. And so, again, just like Android and Windows, as I mentioned this, I think, in the Android version of this video, is you can have a 16 gigabyte iPhone, a 64 gig, 128 gigabyte. You are not getting that full of amount for you to use. So part of it is devoted to the operating system, iOS, and then the default or pre-installed applications from Apple. So part of that storage is taken away from you. So you'll notice if you have a 16 gigabyte phone, you'll see you'll have about a little over 11 gigabytes for you to use. And if you have 64 gigabytes, you'll have a little bit less than 64 to use, 128, a little bit less than 128. So I just want to make sure that you are clear on that portion, that you don't get the full amount, and that you're not confused as to, well, I have a 16 gigabyte phone and I've hardly used anything. How come I only have this much left? etc. All right, and then also with iPhone, if you press on Manage Storage, you'll be able to see what takes up what room. And again, the things that take up the most space on most of our phones, downloaded applications and pictures. Those are the two things that tend to dominate the room on our phone. So you'll want to use the Manage Storage as a reference point to see what's taking up the most space on your phone, so then that you can go back to that particular section and clear up space. So if I had photos taking up a lot of room, I can go into my photos, and of course if I had any photos here, I can go through one by one and start deleting what I don't need. Just as an example, of course I can do the same thing with applications if I had anything downloaded here. And with applications, I can press and hold on my application, press on a little X there once everything starts jiggling like what you see on the screen, and then remove that downloaded application that I don't use a whole lot to free up space. Alright, so that's how to check storage space on your iPhone. Again, this is good for virtually any iPhone, really all of the iPhones, even iPads, because of the beautiful simplicity that Apple has in place within their settings to make everything the same on pretty much all of their devices. Again, check this periodically to make sure that you're not running out of space. Make sure you have enough space free. Again, as a rule of thumb, you can probably keep 5, maybe more safely, 10% of your total storage free at all times. Your phone's going to run smoothly. You're not going to run into any issues like some of the things that we talked about in the beginning of this video, as far as running out of storage space or running into those symptoms that tells you that you're running out of storage space. Thank you very much for watching, and this is Keep It Simple Phone Tech.